very warm welcome to everyone joining us for this third edition of the E-Lion Day by Peugeot. For those who don't know me, my name is Mairead Dundas and it's an absolute pleasure to be your host today. Now, in its third year, the E-Lion Day has become an annual rendezvous. It's a moment that highlights Peugeot's relentless pursuit of innovation and sustainability. It's also a moment to share with you the achievements, strategy, and of course, the ambition of the brand. But before we go any further, we have a rather special arrival.
Hello,
wow.
Mairead.
Hello, Alan Faber. Great to see you.
Hello, Mairead, and hello, everyone.
Now, you've just recently been appointed CEO, but what better way to introduce yourself than with this arrival in the E3008?
Yeah, and what a great drive it was, I promise you.
Glad to hear it. Now, before we dive into the E-Lion Day, everyone's interested a little bit about you and how it feels to be joining the Peugeot brand at a time that is particularly momentous.
Well, yeah, well, about me, well, you know, I've been 35 years in the automotive business now, the last 15 years working for the Volkswagen Group for different brands like Bentley, Porsche, or Skoda. So joining Stellantis is also for me, in a way, reconnecting with an exciting part of my professional life, the 20 years I spent with another brand I love, the brand Citroën. Becoming the Peugeot brand CEO today, well, it gives me on the one hand a great pride, but it's also giving me a strong sense of responsibility. You know, I have 4 grown-up children and even a 2-year-old granddaughter now. And CEOs might change, but the global warming or the scarcity of resources, the issues the planet are facing, they remain. And I think we have all a collective responsibility to define solutions to protect the world the next generations will live in. So today's E-Lion Day is an opportunity to reinforce Peugeot's commitment to offer decarbonized mobility solutions and to reach carbon neutrality as a company. Already today, as you know, we offer the widest range of 100% electric models among all European mainstream manufacturers. Our technology enables up to 700-kilometer range and the best range of any mainstream electric SUV in the world, actually. So no wonder Peugeot is amongst the fastest growing electric brands for private customers in Europe. So yes, Peugeot is taking its responsibility, and as you will see in a moment, we will continue to actively promote electric driving solutions, offering an easy choice to customers, so we're ready to pounce.
Incredible. We look forward to learning more. You, however, have been in the job for 10 days now. I've got no doubt that you have a well-defined roadmap. Would you be willing to share some of it with us?
Well, of course, I'm very glad you asked. You know, my guiding principle, again, is responsibility. Responsibility for the 13 million Peugeot customers around the world today. I've been myself a B2B customer over the last few years, and I know what it takes to remain loyal to a brand. Peugeot is a brand with a legacy of more than 2 centuries, and it's our duty to be worthy of this heritage, to build a lasting and trusted relationship with our customers. So ensuring customer satisfaction will be a top priority for me and for the whole Peugeot team around the world. The other responsibility is towards our partners around the world. For example, our retailers who take care of our customers every day. My first focus will be to deliver a strong and sustainable performance in 2025. And as we look to the future, where the potential for growth in new markets, especially for electric vehicles, is huge. And nevertheless, and to be very clear, my particular focus will be on our competitiveness and leadership here in the French market, which represents 1/3 of the brand's volume. So you understand it's crucial to our overall performance. But thanks to our multi-energy platform, by offering hybrid powertrains, we are accompanying our customers in their transition to more sustainable mobility, offering solutions to meet all needs and leaving no one behind. So we've got all the assets to win. Peugeot's DNA is a powerful one. We have a clear strategy and an unwavering ambition to drive the brand forward, ensuring that we continue to lead and innovate in the automotive industry. So together with the dedication of our talented team, I'm confident that we will achieve great success.
Amazing, Alan, and we have plenty of exciting news to share over the course of the E-Lion Day, along with innovations and projects in the pipeline, but I don't want to give too much away at this stage. What I can say is that we will be following a road trip from Paris to Concarneau in Brittany with Emmanuel Varenne, who is the product manager of this vehicle, and also a special guest, Pierre Bro, who is a huge fan of Peugeot. Pierre is also an artist and designer who creates beautiful sculptures from recycled plexiglass, experimenting with space, colour and light. And through this road trip, you'll witness firsthand the experience of the new electric vehicles on offer. Alan, you will be joining us again later, but should we go and join Pierre and Emmanuel, who are about to take off from the heart of central Paris at the Scène Musicale? Shall we do it?
Yeah, let's go.
Bonjour. Enchanté, je suis Pierre Bro, artist designer. Et donc je suis ravi d'être ici.
Je suis ravi de te rencontrer. Je suis Emmanuel Varenne, je travaille chez Peugeot en tant que chef de produit pour le nouveau i3008. Et c'est moi qui vais t'accompagner pour ce voyage à Concarneau où on a une surprise pour toi.
Oh, génial.
C'est par là. Donc voilà, on va voyager à bord de ce i3008.
Wow, incroyable. C'est un modèle électrique du coup?
Ouais, exactement, 100% électrique avec une très grosse batterie qui permet d'avoir jusqu'à 700 km d'autonomie. C'est la plus grosse autonomie pour un SUV actuellement sur le marché. Ce que je te propose, c'est que c'est toi qui conduises.
C'est moi qui conduis, ok.
Ouais, c'est vraiment le meilleur moyen pour découvrir une voiture, c'est d'être à son volant.
Parfait.
Installe-toi et puis on y va.
Ah, et tout de suite, ah, c'est fou, ce confort. Ah, on se sent super bien, moi j'adore. Ah, j'avais pas vu cet écran, c'est surprenant.
C'est la dernière génération de iCockpit. Donc c'est vraiment propre à Peugeot, c'est cette implantation de cockpit où on mène à la fois de la technologie, du design. Donc on a effectivement ce très grand écran qui flotte au-dessus de la planche de bord.
Ah, j'ai hâte de commencer cette conduite et de partir jusqu'à Concarneau.
On rentre juste la destination dans le trip planner. Donc
Okay.
tu peux appuyer sur le bouton là et puis tu lui dis où on va.
Départ pour Concarneau.
Concarneau, Bretagne. Démarrage de
Let's
la
go. C'est parti.
We'll certainly be watching how this road trip unfolds. This electric journey provides a concrete illustration of the Peugeot E-Lion strategy. It also offers the chance to share Peugeot's vision for the future of electric. It also, of course, offers a chance to answer any questions you may have today. As announced by Alain in 2025, Peugeot is in electric performance mode, driven by a 5-pillar strategy that many of you may already be familiar with. They are known as the 5 E's: electric, efficiency, experience, education, and environment. And these 5 pillars translate into concrete actions, which we will explore today with our experts. It's now time to meet our very first expert, Agnès Tesson-Fager, to tell us about the electric movement. Hello, Agnès, great to have you here. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And hello, everyone. It's really a pleasure to be with all of you today. I am very delighted to be part of the Peugeot team as we enter this performance era. And as you just said, the first pillar is electric.
A new electric era indeed. So let's dive straight into this impressive 100% electric range. Tell us a little more about it.
Peugeot offers the widest EV lineup of any mainstream European brand. In 2024, we enriched our range with 3 new models assembled in France: the E3008, the E5008, and the E408. Finally, each of the 12 models of the 12 Peugeot models, including our 3 LCVs, are now available in a full electric version. This is the widest range of all European mainstream manufacturers. And of course, they are also available with hybrid technology.
I want to talk about production because local or European production is something more and more customers are requesting today. It's also what makes up the French excellence that characterises Peugeot. It's an excellence that's recognised by a multitude of awards worldwide. I'm going to name just a few. The Peugeot E3008 was named Car of the Year by Largus in France and also received the Red Dot Award for Best Design. Peugeot E5008 named Best Family Car at the Autobild Golden Steering Wheel Awards in Germany and was also awarded the Best Electric Car at the Automobile Awards in France. I could keep going, but this list is already impressive. What do these kinds of awards mean to you?
It does mean a lot. They reflect our capacity to innovate and address our customers' needs, which, by the way, they recognize. As for the 6 years in a row, Peugeot is the favorite car brand in France. Today, more than ever, we are ready to leap forward.
Well, we look forward to it, but let's talk about performance for a minute in the marketplace. How well are you positioned?
In 2024, we delivered almost 1.1 million cars globally, and we've doubled our electric order intake. For the second year running, we are the electric vehicle leader in Europe on the B segment and the LCV market. In France, the Peugeot E-208 was the best-selling electric car on the mainstream market across all segments. And 2008 was the best-selling B SUV. With the 3008, we have reached 120,000 orders, out of which 22% full electric E3008, which is well above the segment average.
I believe congratulations is in order. What do these performances say about your strategy? How do you interpret that?
You know what? I think they do validate our approach towards electrification. Our objective is simple: to make the electric transition attractive and possible for all customers. And for that, we diversify our offering. We have developed competitive offers and models that can meet every customer's needs and remove obstacles for them to go for electric. Let me give you just one example. We know that for long-distance travelers, switching to BEV is not easy. Their range anxiety is real. With the launch of the long-range E3008, we offer a best-in-class electric range over 700 kilometers, which makes it easier to take the leap into electric mobility.
Well, over 700 kilometres, it's easy to understand how that helps to reduce that range anxiety. But I understand you also have some electric news to share with us.
Indeed, Mayred. Peugeot will go one step further in supporting customers' transition to electric vehicles by introducing a high-performance electric powertrain on E3008 and E5008 in the coming weeks. Combined with the standard electric 213 horsepower e-motor, which powers the front wheels of the vehicle, an additional 112 horsepower e-motor delivers power to the rear wheels, providing an all-wheel drive motricity totaling 325 horsepower. And this is just the beginning, a first chapter in a performance story for the Peugeot brand in 2025.
Well, it does sound like Peugeot wants to push boundaries in 2025, but the news doesn't stop there. There's good news for customers who are looking for even more space in their SUV. Tell us about what's coming next for the E5008.
You're right. I'm extremely proud to say that we are now launching a 5-seat derivative in joining the E5008 lineup. E5008 5-seat is aimed at customers who want a large luggage capacity without sacrificing driving pleasure. The Peugeot E5008 5-seat offers a benchmark boot volume in the segment, with the second row in place offering 994 litres. That's an additional 78 litres when compared with a 7-seat version. With the second row folded, the luggage capacity is extended to 2,310 litres. That's more litres than 2 jacuzzis, or more adapted, as you've seen on the video, 15 suitcases.
15 suitcases. I can imagine a lot of people, myself included, who would benefit from that extra space.
Yeah, that's exactly what the customer tells us.
So just to be clear, though, you have a triple offer for different targets.
Yeah. We have this dynamic fastback SUV, 3008, for customers looking for design and tech. Then, our large SUV for young families or any customer searching for freedom of high load capacity with the 5008 5-seat. And then the 5008 7-seat, our large SUV for those looking even more flexibility and space to transport family and friends.
It's very exciting. We look forward to these innovations being introduced into the market. Before we move on to our next discussion, E for efficiency, why don't we go in and check on Pierre and Manuel on their road trip to Concarneau.
Bon alors Pierre, ça fait 200 km qu'on a quitté Paris. Quelles sont tes premières impressions au volant de ce i3008?
Bah écoute, je les ai pas vus passer, c'était super rapide, il y a un côté smooth, je pense que c'est le côté électrique qui veut ça.
Tu n'entends plus le bruit du moteur, tu n'as pas de vibration, donc tu es dans un univers très calme. Nous, on a travaillé énormément l'insonorisation.
Moi, ce que j'adore aussi, c'est cette prise en main, c'est vraiment un plaisir de conduire avec ce volant.
Le volant, c'est le lien avec la route, ça fait vraiment partie de l'ADN de la marque en fait. On veut vraiment avoir une tenue de route de premier plan, une voiture qui soit très agréable à conduire. Quelque chose que je t'ai pas fait essayer, c'est qu'en fait on a 3 modes de conduite.
Ouais.
On a le mode normal qui est celui avec lequel on roule depuis qu'on est parti, mais on a également un mode éco et puis on a un mode sport. Donc je vais te le mettre, tu vas voir.
Tester,
et donc là, le mode sport, tu vas avoir un volant, un accélérateur qui vont être plus réactifs.
Stylé, je kiffe. Waouh, ouais, j'adore.
Well, that's some smooth driving on the way to Brittany. I think Pierre is definitely enjoying the experience. It's time, though, to dive into our second E for efficiency. And yes, let's be transparent. Many customers are still reluctant to switch to EV, and the first constraint they mention is range. How are you overcoming this?
You're right. For our customers, this is all about range, but also ease of charging. The freedom to travel long distances and to charge quickly. With your Peugeot, when you do stop to charge, it's a quick and easy process, with charging takes less than 30 minutes, from 20 to 80%. Then, if we maximize the range, we can overcome one of the main barriers to electric car adoption. In that respect, our offer is one of the most efficient in the market. See, the E208 and E308 have just been ranked first and second, respectively, out of 84 models by the German Automotive Association.
So that's a great result. Something that I just learnt recently is that to best recharge a car, the battery needs to reach a certain temperature. In other words, when the battery's cold, charging is slower. Can you tell us a little bit more how you tackle this particular problem?
This is indeed an important topic, and we have a new feature. The battery preheating system, which optimizes the duration of the first charge during long trips in cold weather conditions. This feature is already available on E3008 and E5008, linked to the cabin preheating. In the coming months, the battery preheating will be managed by the trip planner itself. It will be activated automatically for the battery to be ready for charge when you plan to stop.
Earlier, though, we touched upon your strategy to support the transition to electric for all customers, and this also involves developing hybrid models, especially for those who aren't entirely ready to make that switch. Can you tell us more about this electrified lineup?
Absolutely. At Peugeot, we are aware that even the best electric models will not convince all customers just yet. That's why Peugeot has developed an entire range of hybrid powertrains. The hybrid 136 powertrain is now available across the entire Peugeot range, from the 208 to the 5008. Thanks to a battery that charges on the move, this technology offers additional low-end torque and reduces fuel consumption by up to 15%, and even more around town. And in urban driving, it can operate 100% electric mode up to 50% of the time. Peugeot also offers plug-in hybrid technology available with the 308, 408, 508, 3008 and 5008. It's important to highlight that we can offer EV, hybrid and plug-in hybrids from the same platform. This provides us with greater flexibility, and our clients don't need to compromise on anything. We are the only ones to offer this.
So that's very unique indeed. Does that mean you're expecting great results for the months to come?
With a more comprehensive offering than ever, we expect strong growth in hybrid sales for 2025. And of course, in terms of innovation, we are just at the beginning of the story.
Thank you very much, Agnes, for these very clear insights on efficiency. We will be seeing you a little bit later for our Q&A. And just before we welcome Phil York, though, let's see how Emmanuel and Pierre are getting on their road trip. I believe they're just about to make a pit stop.
On s'arrête pour un petit café?
Ouais, carrément, bonne idée. Puis on va en profiter pour recharger un petit peu la voiture. Je te montrerai comment ça marche une charge rapide.
Attends, t'es parti pour qu'on s'arrête 2 heures là?
Non, non, t'inquiète pas, tu verras, c'est très rapide.
Ok, je te fais confiance. Bon, bah, je crois qu'on est bien arrivé en Bretagne, Emmanuel.
Le classique. Ouais. Il suffit de badger sur la borne et après, on n'a plus qu'à la brancher. Là, la charge a commencé. Et puis maintenant, on va passer de 20% à 80% de batterie en 30 minutes.
Ça use pas trop les batteries de faire ça?
Non, c'est vraiment prévu pour. Et c'est ce type de superchargeur qu'on trouve sur toutes les autoroutes en France.
Ah ok, génial. Bon bah du coup, ça nous laisse le temps d'aller boire un café tranquille.
Exactement. Allez, on y va.
Ah mais incroyable, il y a la pub à l'écran. Vous aviez tout prévu?
T'as vu, on a tout prévu. En parlant d'écran, je vais te montrer l'application My Peugeot qui est connectée à la voiture en fait et puis qui te permet de piloter à distance un certain nombre de fonctions et de récupérer des informations sur ta voiture.
Génial.
Tu vois là par exemple, il fait froid, bah, on peut décider de déclencher le chauffage.
À distance comme ça? À
distance, comme ça quand on revient tout à l'heure, elle sera à 21 degrés.
Parfait.
Et on sera parfait. On peut la géolocaliser, on peut aussi préparer son trajet sur le téléphone et envoyer l'itinéraire à la voiture. Donc on a de plus en plus de fonctions comme ça, les voitures sont de plus en plus connectées. Par exemple, on vient d'intégrer ChatGPT dans la voiture. Donc je te ferai une démonstration tout à l'heure et tu pourras essayer, voir comment ça fonctionne. Il
y a beaucoup de fonctionnalités, j'ai l'impression, c'est bien complet. Franchement, c'est impressionnant, j'adore.
Ah bah tiens, regarde, tu vois, ça y est, on est chargé, 30 minutes, on peut repartir.
Ah, c'est express. Bon, on y va du coup.
It's now time to move into our next E, the Peugeot Experience with Phil York. Phil, hello, great to have you with us.
Great to be here, loving it already.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Peugeot Experience? What is the philosophy behind it?
Our Peugeot experience is all about satisfying our customers, and we're designing an electric experience for our customers that's both easy and pleasurable. On one side, pleasurable, because every single electric Peugeot is all about dynamism, agility, performance, responsiveness, all the things that you expect in a Peugeot. And as Anya said, we'll be launching our new 325 horsepower version of the E3008, E5008 in the coming weeks. And that's a perfect example of what we mean by electric driving pleasure. Now, easy is the other part of the experience, and we're really working to overcome all the things that customers are worried about when they're buying an electric car. Things like charging, range, affordability, and even reliability of the new technology. So Agnes was already talking to us about range and how we have class-leading 700 kilometres range.
Oh, if there's one number I'll remember, it's that.
It's that one, 700, it's important. But we also really have a role to explain and educate customers that range isn't a barrier anymore to day-to-day electric car usage, thanks to all of the improvements that we've seen in battery technology, in home charging and in public charging solutions as well.
So then how do you concretely support, you've touched on it there, but in a bit more detail, the adoption of EV for your customers?
Well, we've recently launched the Peugeot Electric Promise. Let's take a look.
When Peugeot makes a promise, it doesn't make it lightly.
Here we go.
We said we would electrify the whole range, and we did. We said we were going to blend allure with tech and driving pleasure, and we did. We said we were going to achieve best-in-class electric range, and we did. Now we're adding a promise to take away all electric anxiety. It's called the Peugeot Electric Promise. Up to 8 years Allure Care warranty. Up to 8 years battery warranty. Home wall box included. On-the-go charge pass included. Trust a Lion to keep its promises.
So Phil, these types of promises are essential in supporting customers in their transition to electric.
Yeah, it absolutely. It's our commitment to accompany customers really in their adoption of electric cars. And so we've committed to providing charging solutions, whether that's a home wall box included, so you can charge at home, or an on-the-go charge pass from our partners at Free2Move Charge, which gives access to almost 1 million different charging stations across Europe. But on top of that, to reassure customers about the technology, we have our 8-year battery warranty and our unique 8-year Allure Care vehicle warranty as well, which is across all of our electric passenger cars. And we get great feedback from customers about that. 8 out of 10 of them tell us that it really improves the appeal of our electric cars.
Okay, that's interesting feedback. But there's something we haven't touched on, and that's affordability.
Yeah, we're working really hard to make our electric cars affordable as well. Let me give you a couple of examples. In France, we have the E208 style from just 24,000 euros. Now, that's a 6,000 euro price reduction versus the previous price, so really making it more accessible. And then we've got some great finance packages as well. In Italy, the E208 starts from 99 euros a month, just as one example. And all of that as well comes with the 8-year Allure Care warranty we were just talking about. So really a whole package for our customers. But on top of that, we're looking to innovate as well and find new solutions to encourage customers to transfer to electric. And one of those is our Satisfied or Engaged pilot program that we're launching in France. So if a customer takes an electric car and they're not completely satisfied,
although
then...
you're sure they will, they will
yeah,
be.
of course we are. We know we're that convinced. But we offer them the option to swap to a hybrid vehicle if ever they weren't completely satisfied. And on top of that, with any electric car, we have the savings that you have in the running costs, around 2 to 3 times cheaper to run than an equivalent petrol model.
Just finally, do you have any other innovations to share with us?
Well, we have to talk about AI, of course, when we're talking about innovation. So let's talk about how we integrate AI in the customer experience. As you know, Peugeot was one of the very first brands to introduce ChatGPT, and we integrated it in the iCockpit in our car. There again, customers give us some great feedback. They're telling us they're using it when they're planning their journeys, find out their destination, what to do, what to see, the history of where they're going even. But we're also extending the use of AI in the online experience. So we're piloting a chatbot, an AI chatbot in our website in France to answer all of those questions customers might have when they're considering an electric car. But technology is great. It enhances the journey, but humans are really key, and that remains the centre of our customer experience. So we have more than 5,000 retail and service points across Europe, which means we're really close to our customers, closer than almost any other brand.
So that combination of AI and that personal contact.
Absolutely.
Very impressive, Phil. Thank you very much. Don't go on, because we're going to move on to our next segment, E for Education. Phil, before we dive into education, can we just take a moment to look around us? Isn't this an absolute dream city of the future?
It's just amazing. I can't wait to live somewhere like this one day.
Yeah, I'll be there too, don't you worry. But we are here to speak about education. Can you tell me what is happening in terms of Peugeot's commitment to education?
Sure. Peugeot, we're really convinced that education is the key to a sustainable world. And we're really proud to work with associations that believe the same thing, that are committed to education, to environmental protection, and preservation of biodiversity. So last year at our E-Lion Day, we spoke about our Born Free partnership. Our emblem at Peugeot, as you know, our beating heart, if you like, is the lion. And so who more obvious to work with than Born Free? Born Free work for the preservation and the well-being of this magnificent creature. So we really are delighted to work with them. In 2024, we raised a lot of support and donations for Born Free through a media activation. What we did is every time somebody watched the video, we increased our donation to Born Free.
Right.
It worked really well. And in 2025, we will carry on. We're supporting the team in Kenya by providing Peugeot Landtreks for the team on the ground at the Kenya Feline Sanctuary.
So this is obviously a really important commitment. Are there any other educational initiatives that you're supporting?
Yeah, of course. As of 2024, we're also the official educational partner of the Under the Pole programme. Now, that project shares our ambition as well to use science and technology to protect the environment. And this time it's really with a focus on the ocean.
Well, actually, while testing ChatGPT, Emmanuel has a surprise for Pierre on their road trip. They're about to meet the founders of Under the Pole, Emmanuel and Ghislaine Badu. Let's take a listen. Let's do it.
Je t'avais dit que je te montrerais comment marche ChatGPT qu'on est en train de déployer sur toutes nos voitures. En fait, tu vas voir, c'est hyper simple. Ok Peugeot, combien de fois Peugeot a-t-il gagné les 24 heures du Mans?
Peugeot a gagné les 24 heures du Mans à 3 reprises, en 1992, 1993 et 2009.
C'est génial. C'est-à-dire que je peux lui poser n'importe quelle question.
C'est ça.
Ah, c'est top. On sent l'air de la Bretagne déjà.
Ça y est, on est arrivé. Donc je vais te présenter 2 personnes qui sont juste là-bas.
Bonjour. Bonjour, enchanté. Ravi.
Salut.
Bonjour Emmanuel.
Bienvenue à Concarneau, on est content de vous accueillir ici.
Sur la base d'Under the Pole.
On explore, on étudie les littoraux de la planète. L'objectif étant de mieux les comprendre d'abord et puis ensuite de faire un travail de sensibilisation, d'éducation aux océans pour mieux les protéger. L'idée originelle, c'est d'être immergé finalement à travers les expéditions Under the Pole dans les enjeux de protection du milieu sous-marin.
Et puis après, aller dans les salles de classe et vraiment parler plus du fond scientifique de vulgarisation.
Concrètement, le lien avec Peugeot, c'est quoi?
En fait, Peugeot est partenaire éducation officiel d'Under the Pole et puis on soutient leur démarche et leur exploration à travers le monde.
Voilà, Peugeot est arrivé il y a plus de 2 ans en fait avec un partenariat technique. Au début, ils nous fournissaient les boxers pour tirer la caravane et puis avec des événements comme le Salon mondial de l'auto. On a ramené la caravane, on a touché un public vraiment très différent et ça c'est précieux pour nous parce qu'on a vraiment besoin de soutien pour diffuser ces actions pédagogiques.
On a bientôt rendez-vous avec le Y, notre navire d'expédition, pour 4 mois de mission. Et puis en fin d'année, l'Antarctique.
C'est vrai que c'était important pour nous aujourd'hui en tant que partenaire de venir soutenir Under the Pole pour les derniers préparatifs avant ce grand départ.
Merci beaucoup d'être venu jusqu'à nous en voiture électrique. En plus, c'était vraiment un plaisir de te rencontrer et puis de vous voir avant ce départ.
Également, merci pour cette découverte.
On vous dit à bientôt.
À bientôt.
Au revoir Emmanuel.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Bon Pierre, voilà, c'est la fin de notre périple en Bretagne. J'espère que ça t'a plu.
Je te remercie en tout cas Emmanuel pour cette belle découverte avec Under the Pole. Vraiment merci beaucoup, j'ai adoré cette expérience.
Écoute, avec plaisir. C'est toi qui conduis pour le retour?
On y va, c'est parti.
And we wish the Under the Pole team the best luck with their endeavours, safe travels. It's now my pleasure to welcome Professor François Germain to join us for our next segment on environment. Good afternoon, François Germain. Welcome to the E-Lion Day by Peugeot. Pleasure to have you here.
The pleasure is all mine. Thanks for the invitation.
Well, to begin with, could you give us your perspective on the electric movement and what this means for the climate and future generations?
Sure. Well, we know that climate change is already there. Obviously, we can see the impacts all around us, including more extreme events, more frequent, more violent events as well. We need to know that 3/4 of greenhouse gas emissions come from the burning of fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas, which means that it is really important that we decarbonize the energy mix. And of course, that includes what we can do with housing, with regard to energy production, with regard to industry, and also, of course, how to decarbonize the transportation sector. And this is where electric vehicles play an important role.
Absolutely. Concretely, we're here to speak about electric vehicles today. So what are the positive contributions of some of the vehicles we've seen today?
Well, clearly, as of today, globally, cars represent roughly 9% of the total of global greenhouse gas emissions. In France, for example, the transportation sector represents up to 34%. That is the leading sector of emissions in the country. That means that we need to decarbonize road transport if we are to achieve our goals with regard to the fight against climate change. As of today, EVs are the only technological solution we have to decarbonize the transportation sector at a large scale. That doesn't mean it's the only solution. Of course, we'll need to develop public transportation, carpooling, car sharing, even biking. But let me say it loud and clear, Merid. Without EVs, there is absolutely no way we can reach our climate objectives. There is no way we can decarbonize the road transport sector.
They have to be in the mix, understood. Phil, Peugeot is committed to playing its part in reducing its impact. What are the ambitions of the group?
Well, Peugeot is absolutely committed to finding solutions towards a more sustainable future for all of us. And electrifying our cars is the first step in that journey. It's a crucial element. We're advancing rapidly. You've seen our full lineup today. But our approach to achieving carbon net zero goes far beyond the electrification of our cars. It also involves adopting sustainable practices in our industrial sites and also sustainable materials in our products. And today, 85% of the material used in the production of the Peugeot E-3008, for instance, is recyclable. We have 40% of the dashboard and the carpets, which consist of recycled materials. And about 24% of the total of the Peugeot E-3008 composes recycled materials. If we talk about the industrial part, our factories, well, they're consuming less energy and less natural resources, and we're shifting to using renewable energy sources. So today, about 60% of our electricity is decarbonised, and we're looking to 100% decarbonised electricity by 2030.
Thank you very much, Phil and Francois, for these insights. We do know, though, that questions do remain among the general public regarding this transition to greener mobility. Last year, Peugeot invited Generation Z to ask questions, and this year we thought we might mix it up. So we've invited Generation Alpha, for those who are wondering, that's those born after 2010, and they're here to share some of their questions. They may be trickier than mine. Shall we take a listen?
我今天想问的问题是，电动车的电池对地球有害吗？
So this is a tricky one. I might throw this at you, Francois.
Well, Jiangnan, obviously digging is bad for the planet, but so is drilling. And the problem is that when you drill for oil, it gets even worse when you burn oil because that produces greenhouse gas emissions. So obviously digging for electrical batteries is a way to avoid drilling. And the good news is that we manage to reduce the quantities of materials we need for the batteries and that we can recycle them as well.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to our next question.
There are loads of electric cars in my city, but not so many around the world. Is it really good for the planet if we are the only ones who use electric cars?
I'm going to throw this question to you, Francois, as well. Is it important that...
That is really important, Rosa, because clearly we're dealing with a gradual problem here, which means that every slight increase in the temperature makes a huge difference, which means that all of our actions and decisions, they make a huge difference. Of course, it is better if more people use electric cars, and that is the reason why it is important that we, in Europe, where we can use those electric cars, that we show also the example and that we prove that EVs are the future of the automobile industry.
Lead by example, show that it's viable. Let's go listen to our next question.
D'où vient l'électricité des voitures? Parce que j'ai vu qu'à la télé, ils disent que ça pourrait polluer.
Francois, does it pollute?
Well, it all depends, Agathe, on where the electricity comes from. In some countries, electricity is still produced from fossil fuels, from coal, from oil, from gas. In other countries, electricity is produced from low-carbon sources, such as nuclear energy or, of course, renewable energies. And, of course, it is much better when the electricity is produced from low-carbon sources. But even when the electricity is produced from fossil fuel, even in that case, then the carbon footprint of an EV is still much better than one of our regular usual cars.
That's a very interesting point. We'll move on to another question, though. We've got many.
Est-ce que les batteries de mon téléphone sont les mêmes que celles des voitures électriques? Parce que plus mon téléphone vieillit, plus j'ai besoin de recharger les batteries souvent. Est-ce que c'est pareil sur les voitures électriques?
Phil, I'm not going to let you escape.
He has a phone, a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's true. Well, I mean, Etienne, like many things in life, the better you look after it, the better it works. And the same is true for batteries. But obviously, our batteries in our cars are really intended to be used intensively. So charge, recharge. And that's why we provide an 8-year warranty on the battery, because we're confident that they will last.
Thank you very much, Francois and Phil, for those very candid answers. I hope they have answered the Generation Alpha who posed them. Thanks very much for being with us today. It's almost time for us to move to our interactive Q&A, but before we do so, I'd like to welcome back to the set CEO Alain Favre for some final remarks. So here we are, about to close the first part of the Peugeot E-Lion Day 2025, your first as CEO. Any final remarks to offer?
Well, yes, for sure. First, I would like to thank each of our experts who've explained how we are paving our way to becoming carbon net zero. I think we can all see how much we are focused on helping customers embrace the electric transformation. And this year, our 5E strategy is focused on achieving just this. You know, each pillar serves as a reminder of the importance we place on taking our responsibility and meeting the needs of our customers. Electric, where the Peugeot 100% electric range is today the widest of any mainstream brand in Europe. And we're expanding with new versions that meet the needs of our customers. The new E5008 5 seats is one of the best examples, along with the dual motor, which is launching in Europe in the coming month. On efficiency, where we've received countless recognitions in recent months, including the very prestigious ADAC award. On experience, we're shaping an easy and pleasurable experience, and the Peugeot Electric promise is a strong asset of reassurance for our customers. On education, our support to Born Free and Under the Pole is just the beginning of creating better understanding and deeper connection between younger generations and nature. And finally, environment, where our goal to achieve carbon net zero is at the heart of everything we're doing today for tomorrow. With the 5 E's, we have a concrete and robust plan to tackle the year and show what we're capable of. I started with our customers in my introduction, and I want to conclude with them. We need to be worthy of their trust because they are at the center of everything we do. We will also work hand in hand with our partners and dealers because only by working together can we achieve the ambitious performance the brand deserves. In addition to the beautiful products already present in our markets, and it's by focusing on our customers and strengthening our partnerships that we will build a bright, a sustainable, and a successful future for Peugeot. So, as I said in my introduction, it's all about collective responsibility, so au travail.
So, shall we go?
Yeah,
let's begin.
Let's go. Thank you.